Hello everyone, this is Diane. We're back to work on the remaining pages that will be going in these wire-bound journals that are made with hardcover books and vintage sewing patterns from the 1950s. So these are the two that you have seen. I have done these covers. I am aware that the paper tore here, so I'll do something to patch that up. But these were the covers that you already saw done, and I just this morning finally did these. I have to put books on them overnight to get rid of that curve, and I haven't done the lining part yet because I was waiting for this part to dry, but these are the third and fourth. One of these books is going to end up being mine, and 3 of them will be in my shop. And we had done a video, a couple of videos now, doing the pages. Sorry, I was trying to think what I was trying to say here. So if you missed the videos, I'll just quickly show you. This is a book that I made for myself years ago, and I revisited it to see what I had done and liked a lot of the ideas and thought, why don't I do that anymore? So this is my guide for creating the pages. So we've done these pages. These will be divided up into the 4 journals. And now we're going to be working on the remaining pages. I don't think we'll get them all done today. I will try to get them done today, but probably not all of them on this video. The first element that is inside, not counting the cover, is a piece of packaging from Seven Gypsies that I just glued a piece of paper to journal on. So I had pulled packaging pieces and I didn't do anything to them. I showed them to you, but I didn't cover them with anything. So I had fun covering these up just this morning after I Mod Podged those covers. So this was from a Pioneer Woman shower curtain, and it had a twill ribbon through these little slots. But this is just going to be bound into the book. It's not going to be attached to any paper. I thought it would have been fun to put ribbon through it, glued to the paper, but it's just going to be a freestanding piece. So I did use my X-Acto knife and cut the slots out, and then I just cut a piece of paper 1 inch wide, folded it, rounded the corners, and put eyelets in it. So that's just a design element. And then there's white on the back. That's how it came. So there's room for journaling. This shows the difference between using, there's a 1/4 inch, this is a corner punch, this is a 1/4 inch, and this is a 1/2 inch. So this, I used the 1/4 inch because it's a very narrow piece of paper. It's 1 inch, so I usually use the more shallow rounded punch. But this one I used the 1/2 inch, and it made a really cool tab looking thing. So that shows you the difference between those. So anyway, I just covered it. I sanded it with something like that because it was very shiny. So I sanded it so that the glue would stick, and it seems to be sticking very well. Just used some scraps of scrapbook paper. These are both Tim Holtz ephemera packs. So I covered them, again sanded them, and then this had a flap at the bottom, and it contained pieces, and it was just a flap. So I glued it down to make a pocket, so I will put some sort of a tag in there. So this is nice and thick because it had the original piece, and then these are kind of a thin cardstock, but they are cardstock, and then this added to it with a couple layers. This is just a digital. And then this was another Tim Holtz piece, and it had the flap at the top. I could have made it like that to be a pocket, but I decided it's going to be a top tuck just as it was created. Just had to glue it down and covered up where the images of the pieces were. And there was a little hole in this strip here. So I just added, this was laying on my desk, so I just picked it up and glued it on. Just a little tuck spot. So these are ready to go in the front of the journals. So that's what I've done so far, and then I prepped pages. And if you hear noises, a lot of noise outside, there is some work going on just down the street. So it's like spring out, really. I don't even know what the temperature is. It's supposed to get up to 52. So they're doing work out there. All right, now, where did we leave off in here? We did. This is where we left off. The envelope is next. So you can see this is a junk mail envelope, and it had the window. I just covered up the pertinent things that I wanted covered, and then added this tag. Now, we're not going to do the tag today. My inserts are going to be the final step of this process. I did prep the envelopes that I pulled. Get these pages set in a safe place so we can just focus on the one we're working on. And these are all different types of envelopes, so I have to do them all different ways. I did crimp some more scraps of cardstock to use. All right, let's start with this one. This one is pretty, so I do want to leave the ice cream and the sprinkles. And I want to consider also the fact of the size of the book. So I could have, in the original, the tab is at the top, but this is a taller book. So in this one, I want to keep the envelope the height that it is, so I'm going to make the card go in that way. But you can see I want to cover this stuff up and this stuff and keep this open. So I guess all I prepped were the crimped pieces, and I put away what I needed. Here's what I need. So I'm just going to take strips out of here, and I'm running low on really good usable strips, which is good because I've been using Stash. Oh, that's a good piece. So let's see if I have any strips I want to use. Now that's cool. It says, and they presented unto him gifts, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. That came out of an Ideals book. So obviously that was a Christmas themed, but I just like the way the text looks. So I think I'll use that. I'll trim it a little so I don't cut off the ice cream cones. Gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Just kidding. Just trim a little bit off. And yeah, that works. And then I'll just put an accent piece right there. You could try to cover with all one piece, but I think you get a lot more interest, of course, if you have a multitude of patterns and colors. So let's get my little scrap pieces that I've been cutting off of other things. Oh, that's perfect. Perfect. Here it is, January 2nd, as I make this video. I am a few videos ahead, finally. So I don't know when you'll see this, but it's January 2nd, and it just feels like spring. So, after this video, I'm going to take my walk. So that corrected that little sliced piece of envelope. This is a sticker. It's a really old one. And the colors go nicely with the colors of the envelope. I must have been trying out punches because I have two different edges. I want to use a crimped piece here, just because they're fun. And it'll cover up the seal. The flap is still sealed down, but it'll cover up the line where the flap is. So I think I will actually just let that be a pocket. So we'll have a pocket here, and then a pocket here. You kind of just go with what envelope you have, figure out how to make it work as whatever kind of pocket you want. So each of these envelopes is going to be done differently because they are all different. And this I'll just glue down. I need to use this punch more. I like it. I can't remember if this is one I got at the flea market or if I bought it on sale. But it's nice. I like those large scallops. And these pieces were all just in this little scrap packet. Alright, so this will have the holes punched in it here, and it'll be bound in, and I will make a tag that will fit in there and show something through the window. There's one envelope. The next one is a wide one. So what was I going to do? Oh, I am going to just cut it this. Oh, I already have it marked. I'm just going to make it smaller, and then we can glue the openings closed, leaving one open to be the pocket. Whichever, if we want it to be on the side or the top, whatever we decide. And I think because of the height of the book, it's going to be a side opening pocket. I could make it so that I could make two pockets, so a skinny tag in here and then a card down here. Let's try that just for fun. So to do that, I want it to be above the window. And I can open it right up. Cool. So I'm just going to put a line of glue right here. and right there. I don't need it to be there. Well, yeah, I do. I do need it to be there. And I will just glue this flap down. And this looks ugly, but it'll be covered. So I will be able to put, it'll have to be a narrow tag because the glue is taking up space on both edges of it. So that'll be fun, having two tags to put in there. Now we just have to cover up the spots we don't want visible. I have these pieces that got cut off of a digital that I did. This went through the crimper a little bit at an angle, so as it went, see, it looks straight there, but as it went, it got more and more angled. It kept shifting it. So I can't use the crimped lines as a guide for cutting that straight. This is a fun way to use up all kinds of scraps and bits that you may have. Once I get things covered up and patched over, then I could go back in with ephemera and embellishments to decorate if I wanted to, but I'm not going to even think about that today. This little strip here is a decorative piece. It's not necessary because the things are already covered, but I like it. And then I just want to cover that. These strips that I cut off of the papers that are in these journals. That's a fun one. Could have made that into a tuck spot too, or made it a little bigger. Got a bigger one and made a pocket like I did on the other one. That's okay. So the holes will be here, punched in, and we'll have two tag spots there. This one is open where it's supposed to be. and it is short enough that I could make the tab opening at the top. So I think we'll do that. That works. Some of these are scraps of scraps, like this. That might be a little narrower than I want, actually. I have this little printable ticket. Let's use that. Just sitting on my desk waiting for me to put it away. I've got these few things here that I need to put away. So maybe I'll just use them in my journals. This is actually quite fun and relaxing. And I will cover some of the back. I really like this piece. So maybe I'll just cover the whole thing. Make it a pocket. Take this part off. So it'll be bound here, so the opening will be here, but wait, it'll be bound here. Did I have it right side up? I did not have it right side up. So the opening is there. That's good. That covers up what needs to be covered. And just for fun, I'm going to add a little piece of this. and I might add an embellishment to that at some point. See if I have something right here that needs to be put away that I can just use. I guess not. I will find something. It says memories. I'll find something to put there before I'm done with these journals. But for now, we have a pocket here, and then we'll flip it over and we'll have a pocket there. And let's not forget that we have an opening there. There. That's a fun envelope. And then we have one more. This one is more of a challenge because it's got that giant window. I could have put it back and got a different envelope out, but I'm up for the challenge. So I decided I will have the opening at the top and I had to fold that up because it's too tall and I can't cut it off because of the window. So I'm folding it up, so this will be a pocket. I will cover this so I don't have to worry about, I mean, I could slit that open and have something go in there, but I'm not going to. I'll just have something large to go in there. So I'm going to cover this part first. Looking for my glue cap. Don't see it on the floor. Okay, well, I hope that it doesn't close up. This is a lighter paper for less bulk, I guess. That torn edge will be hidden. And this is a lightweight paper. Put the cap on that, but I don't know where it is. Oh, let's see. I usually have a spare for just such a situation. Oh, it's right there. Right there. Now it's the spare. Okay, so I can maybe find a little postage stamp to put there. I'll use a Queen Elizabeth stamp. I wonder what the King Charles stamps are going to look like. Oh, I forgot, I want to cover that part too. All right, now I need to cut a slit in the top so I can put a tag in there. And I just need to cover that little piece. Let's maybe look at some fun washi tape. Well, now I've got it all wrapped around itself. Goodness. You can still see the words through the tape, so I'm going to layer another piece on there. Something with a different color. How about some polka dots? I'll put those away later. And I could add that right there. All right, so all of the envelopes are done now except for the inserts that will go in them. And that was the first project of this video, 34 minutes in, so we're not going to get very far. But we got 4 envelopes covered, and they look really fun, and they will be a really fun addition to the journals. All right, let us see what is next. Move some of this paper out of my way. Okay, we did the envelope. Then we just have patterned paper with ledger patterned paper and washi tape on the back because it's white on the back. And I've got these pieces that they're all white on the back. So let me see. I didn't get ledger paper out, and I might have to bump my tripod to get it. Oh, I got it. These are my lined papers that I can use for things like this, and some of them are, they're scrapbook papers, but with ledger lines on them. So that's what I'm looking for. Those. And those. Here's some more decorative ones down here. I've had these for a long time. These are Prima. And I kind of used them sparingly because I love them so much. And I knew I couldn't replace them. But I think it's just time to use them. I mean, I've used them a lot. But I need to stop being so precious with them and just allow them to be used for the purpose that they were made, for which they were made. All right, now, if I want to I could do the whole thing in this, or I could use washi tape to decorate like I did on this one, but I have a feeling that this was just a scrap that was cut that size, so I filled in with washi tape. So I think for this, I'm just going to cut these ledger pages slightly smaller than the page that they're going on, and then just simply cover it. This is really pretty with pink and a little green and a little bit of pink, and it says Simple and Sweet Memories. And the pages are, what were they, 5 1/4. I'll just cut it to 5. And then 7 3/4. So I'll cut it 7 1/2. Maybe they're 8 1/4. Oh yeah, they're 8 1/4. I had been measuring pages, some strips to go on book pages that were 8 1/4 inches tall. Now this scrap I could use along with another piece. So I'll cut this yellow piece. This one has days of the week on it. So 5 inches, right? Yep, 5 inches. By 8 inches this time. And this can go here. So that is a quick and easy page. Makes it nice and thick because this is a thinner cardstock and this is a thicker cardstock, so it'll be a sturdy page. So I'll just glue them on later. Try to get a little bit more accomplished here today. And the next few pages, we don't have to do anything to. So I just have, this is from a journal. So these pages all came from a journal. Some of them have lines and some of them don't, but they all came from the same journal. So those will be the next pages. And then I have a flashcard, so I have 4 flashcards of different sorts. And this is a ledger page from the 1930s that I've had for a long time. And this is a billhead, about the same size. So I could just put them in like that, punch it like that, but I think I'll cut it like that one is. So, and I didn't have to do anything else to them. So I'll just cut those in half. And this is another scrapbook paper with a list paper glued on one side and then just some decorative strips on that side. So this is the side that you see first. But the easiest thing, I think, would be to find a paper that I want to glue onto that side. A nice long sheet, hopefully. I can find one here. There's one. That would look nice on that one. Okay, we've got enough to pick from. That one's a little too long. I'll just glue that on. I can glue that one on there. I only have one of those. But I have 2 of these craft ones. I think that would look cute on that one. I'll just use them both. So those will get glued on. And I just, like I said, put a decorative strip on the other side. So maybe I'll use some of these. I had printed some ephemera pieces with these colored grid papers on the back. So the pieces that I cut off, after I cut the ephemera off, I wanted to save these because that was ink that I used to print. So maybe I'll just add a piece of that. I'll just use my glue stick for this. It's thin enough paper. Maybe I can show you what else I have pulled out and ready to use, because I don't want to do another video making more pages. I don't know if there will be another video until the completed journals. I have to finish the pages and then go back and do a little bit of stamping and then go back and add the inserts. So I'll show you what the other pages are if I have time right now. It's a little crooked. It's got little grid lines here I can follow. Very pale. All right. And I'll just do something similar to that. Probably should have put it on the other side, because it's going to be bound over here. So I might put something decorative over here. All right, so I'll do something similar to those pages. And then what do I have left to do? I have lined paper, so I've got that pulled. Just lined paper. I just added something, glued something to the top, reinforced it, stamped on it. And then a vintage lined paper. So I have those pulled. I'll work on them. A couple of the other things are going to be a little more time consuming too. I kind of wanted to do this with you, but we won't. This page. But I have a double doily here. There's a larger doily and a tiny doily, and a piece of paper, and a tag, and this little piece. Already longer than I normally run my videos, but I pulled out colored doilies, and if I don't like the way these look, I'll just go get some white ones. And then of course I would put paper between. I'd probably choose something with a little more contrast than that. And just add whatever tags I decide to add. And we've got some double tuck spots on the front and the back. So there's that to do. And then the fun folder. I do have the folder pieces. They have, this one of course is going to go in my book because it's my initials. So I'll just add some decorations to it and put a little pocket there. So that'll be a fun one. Not too much to do there. And my book page, I have a strip there and then another strip that I edge punched. And then I added these pre-made sacks, and I do have a few of these little pockets or sacks or whatever. This is one that I cut out of a bag. You can see where it was folded, so I'll have to glue that. And then that's all I had, so I made a couple more with this craft paper that I have, and that's just added to a book page with some tags inside. So I have that to do. And then just another lined paper and a 6x6 paper, which I have already pulled, and another couple of scrapbook papers with a list, 2 lists. So that's what I have left to do before I can go back through and add stamps. So I still have a bunch. Maybe I won't get it all done today. But I appreciate you watching. I hope you're having fun. This is a really fun set of journals for me to be working on, using up scraps and just doing all kinds of fun and easy embellishments. Thanks for watching. Have a creative day today, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.